Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Now we can discuss the remaining questions from chapter 2, acids, bases, and salts. Okay. Till which question we had discussed in the last class? Question number 14, right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Question number 14. 14 or 13? Just wait. Tell me, question number 14 or 15?
14.
14, okay. So next one, question number 50, right? All of you, please switch on your videos. Rose, can you read the question? Question number 15.
Identify X and Y in the following reaction. CaO twice A plus X will give CaCl2 plus 2HN3.
CaCl2 plus Y plus 2NH3, right? CaOH twice plus X gives CaCl2 plus Y plus 2NH3. And the options given: A, X equal to NH4Cl, Y equal to O2. B, X equal to NH4Cl, Y equal to H2O. C, X equal to NH4 twice SO4, then Y equal to SO2. D, X equal to NH4OH, Y equal to O2. So you have to identify X and Y in the above chemical equation. CaOH twice. What is that? CaOH twice. CaOH twice.
Washing soda. Washing soda.
CaOH twice.
Calcium hydroxide.
Calcium hydroxide. What's its common name?
Slaked lime.
Slaked lime. So here calcium hydroxide reacts with any other compound to form calcium chloride, ammonia, and Y. So you have to identify X and Y. So which compound reacts with calcium hydroxide to form this calcium chloride? Calcium chloride. Among these four options, NH4Cl, then again NH4Cl, NH4 twice SO4, NH4OH. Which one? Tell me. Which one? Option A. Okay, NH4. X equal to NH4Cl. That's okay. And what about Y?
Ma'am, H2O.
Yeah, Y equal to H2O. So option B. Okay. Option B. CaOH twice plus NH4OH. CaOH twice plus NH4Cl gives CaCl2 plus H2O plus 2NH3. Okay. Clear? Look at the number of hydrogen atom. Here 2 hydrogen atom, here 4. So total 6 hydrogen atom in the reactant side. Then look at the number of hydrogen atom in product side. Here 2, here 2 into 3, 6. So how can we balance this? 2 into 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, right? So what about Right hand side, how can we balance? Sorry, left hand side, how can we balance? Tell me. How can we balance this equation? What happened to you all? Why you all are very silent? Pratyush, Haya, Hein, Steve, Hadedi, Aditya, Amina, Emil, Hadi, Amin, Badra, switch on your videos. Okay, then tell me, how can we balance this chemical equation? CaOH twice plus NH4Cl gives CaCl2 plus H2O plus 2NH3. So here, there are 8 hydrogen atoms in the right hand side and only 6 hydrogen atom in the left hand side. So how can we balance this chemical equation?
And 2H2.
Already 8 electrons are here in right hand side. We need to balance left hand side, right? We need to add more number of atoms to left hand side. Tell me, children. Here in the case.
Before NH4Cl1 2.
Yeah, very good. Here 2 NH4Cl. Before adding this 2, you look at the total number of atoms. First one, calcium. Calcium in the left hand side it is 1, right hand side 1. Next one is oxygen. Oxygen, left hand side 2, right hand side 1. Then next one, hydrogen, left hand side it is 4 plus 2, 6. And in the right hand side it is 2 plus 6, that is 8. Next one, nitrogen. Nitrogen, here it is 1, here it is 2. Then Cl. Cl, it is 1, here it is 2. So we need to balance this chemical equation. We will add 2 just before NH4Cl. Now it is balanced. Clear? CaOH twice plus 2 NH4Cl gives CaCl2 plus H2O plus 2 NH3. Clear, children? Yes. And question number 16. Hadi Amin, can you read?
An acid when dissolved in water gives dash ions.
An acid when dissolved in water gives dash ions. Option A, hydroxide. Option B, negative. Option C, hydronium. Option D, all of these. Which one?
Hydronium.
Very good. It's hydronium. Because acids will give H plus ions or hydrogen ions. It will combine with water to form hydronium ions. H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. Okay. Then question number 17. Just wait. Okay. What happens when sodium hydroxide dissolved in water or mixed in water? What happens when sodium hydroxide is mixed in water? What is the sodium hydroxide? Which type of substance is sodium hydroxide? Acid or base? It's a base, right? So what happens when sodium hydroxide is mixed in water? 1. Hydronium ions will be produced. 2. Heat is released during dissolution. 3. The process is endothermic. And the fourth one is hydroxide ions will be produced. Okay. Hydroxide ions will be produced.
And 2 and 4.
Okay, wait. Which one? 2 and 4. What about others? This is correct. 2 and 4. Vishnupriya?
Same answer.
Yeah, Adidev. Say. Badra.
Same
Say.
answer.
Yes. So when bases and acid mixed with water or dissolved in water or diluted with water, heat is released during dissolution. And in the case of acids, it will produce H plus ions and it is mixed with water to form hydronium ions. In the case of bases, they will produce hydroxide ions, that is OH minus ions. Clear? OH minus ions. So the correct options are 2, that is heat is released during dissolution. Then 4, that is hydroxide ions will be produced. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Instead of sodium hydroxide, the question is hydrochloric acid. What will be the answer? Instead of sodium hydroxide, we will go with hydrochloric acid.
1 and 3.
3 or 2?
1 and 2.
1 and 2, because in endothermic process, heat energy is absorbed and in exothermic process, heat energy is released. When acids and bases both dissolved in water to give heat energy, they will release heat energy. That's why both these processes are exothermic process. Okay. Actually, the sodium hydroxide, that's in the form of small pellets. Okay, small tablets, white in color. When we are dissolving it in water and when we touch the bottom of this beaker, we can feel that temperature. We can feel very hot. Clear? The reason is that these reactions are highly exothermic. They will produce heat energy. So, question number 18. Question number 18. The aqueous solution of sulfur dioxide is option A, acidic, option B, basic, option C, neutral, option D, amphoteric. The aqueous solution of sulfur dioxide. We have learned about metallic oxides and non-metallic oxides and about their nature also, right? Metallic oxides and non-metallic oxides and their nature also. So here, sulfur dioxide belongs to which category? Metallic oxide or non-metallic oxide? Sulfur.
Non-metallic.
Yeah, very good. Sulfur is an example for non-metallic oxide. Because sulfur is a non-metal, that's why. Okay, non-metallic oxide. So what about the nature of non-metallic oxides? They are acidic or basic?
Acidic.
They are acidic. So the aqueous solution of sulfur dioxide is option A, acidic, option B, basic, option C, neutral, option D, amphoteric. Which one?
Acidic.
Yeah, option A, acidic. So you have to always remember metallic oxides are basic in nature, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Clear? Metallic oxides are basic in nature, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So the sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, these all are examples of non-metallic oxides. They all are acidic in nature. And in the case of aluminum oxide, then potassium oxide, sodium oxide, these all are metallic oxides. They all are basic in nature. Okay, clear? Then question number 19. Bhadra, can you read question number 19?
When a small amount of acid is added to water, the phenomena which occur are first option dilution, second option neutralization, third option formation of H3O plus ions, fourth option salt formation.
Okay, when a small amount of acid is added to water, the phenomena which occur are option 1, dilution, 2, neutralization, 3, formation of H3O plus ions, 4, salt formation. This is the correct answer. Small amount of acid is added to water.
1 and 3.
Yeah, dilution and formation of H3O plus ions. When a small amount of acid is added to water, that process is known as dilution. Okay, that's the correct method of dilution, right? Acid should be added in a very small amount to water and stir it continuously. Okay.
Ma'am, salt will be formed.
Yeah.
Salt will be formed.
Elvin?
Salt will be formed now.
When acid react with water, not with base. Acid and base join together to form salt and water. Here acid with water. So it is dilution. Okay. Dilution. Dilution means more amount of solvent will be there. The amount of acid will be reduced by adding more amount of water. So this formation of H3O plus ions also take place because this acid will react with acids always produce H plus ions and it will join together with water molecule to form hydronium ions. So among this A, B, C and D, which is the correct answer? Yeah, option A. Okay. Then Melvin, amphoteric, that's your doubt, right? Amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxide means that will shows that will react with both acids and bases. They will show both character. We have learned about amphibians, right? Amphibians. Which one is the example
Yes,
for an
ma'am.
amphibian?
Frog.
Frog, right? It will both on land and water. Lives on both land and water. Similarly, here the term is amphoteric. Amphoteric. Okay. So it will react with acids as well as bases. That is amphoteric. Clear? Melvin? Yes. Okay. Children, please switch on your videos. Aditya, Nas, Vishnu, Anjida, Afsana, Aditya, Arjun, Johan, and Mary, John, Samuel, Hadedi, Haynes, Steve, Haya, Pratyush, Meghna. Please switch on your videos. Okay. Then question number 20. Question number 20. Aditya, can you read question number 20?
This one. Sodium hydrogen carbonate when added to acetic acid evolves a gas. Which one of the following statements are true about the gas evolved? It turns lime water milky. It extinguishes a burning splinter. It dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. It has a pungent odor.
Okay. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, when added to acetic acid, evolves a gas. Which of the following statements are true about the gas evolved? It turns lime water milky. It extinguishes a burning splinter. It dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. It has a pungent odor. So the option is 1 and 2, B 1, 2 and 3, C 2, 3 and 4, D 1 and 4. Which one is the correct answer? Sodium hydrogen carbonate.
Ma'am, it turns lime water milky.
Okay, this one is right. It turns lime water milky. Then what about other
It
points?
dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide.
Yes, it dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. Then any other point? What happens when carbon dioxide is carbon dioxide gas?
It has a pungent odor. Gas.
Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas produced there, right? There's no such characteristic odor. Then what about the second point? It extinguishes a burning splinter.
And hydroxide or another gas.
Which one, Melvin?
Hydrogen.
It will react with the sodium hydroxide, dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide.
No,
That's, yeah.
hydrogen is the gas formed.
Here, carbon dioxide will be produced. Look at here, sodium hydrogen carbonate. Look at your textbook, page number. Page number 20. What do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids? Then you can tell me which gas is produced there. Hydrogen or carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide. Okay, only carbon dioxide can make the slime water milky. In the case of hydrogen, certain bubbles will be formed, and when we bring a burning candle towards this gas, it burns with a pop sound. Then what happens when we bring a burning candle towards this carbon dioxide gas? Yes.
The candle extinguishes.
It extinguishes, because you think like this, oxygen is needed for burning, right? And this carbon dioxide, it will extinguishes burning. Clear? Clear, children? So these are the 3 points. It turns lime water milky. It extinguishes a burning splinter. It dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. Do you see this reaction? Sodium hydroxide? That's not in the textbook, but you can write the reaction. NaOH plus CO2. That's the reaction. Okay. So which one is the correct option? A, B, C, or D? A, B, C, or D?
B.
Yeah, option B, 1, 2, and 3. And about its order, it has no such characteristic order similar to that of oxygen. Oxygen has no specific smell, right? Similarly, carbon dioxide also has no specific smell. Okay, here pungent order means that's very foul smell. We can't tolerate that. Clear? Such type of smell for ammonia, then sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, etc. They all have certain pungent odors or rotten smell. Clear? Then question number 21. Vishnupriya, can you read?
Yes, ma'am. When metal carbonate reacts with acid like HCl in aqueous solution, then which gas is evolved? A, H2, B, CO2, C, O2, D, NO2.
Yes. All of you tell me the answer. When metal carbonate reacts with acid like HCl in aqueous solution, then which gas will be evolved? Metal carbonate. We have learned it now. Tell me.
Hydrogen.
Which one?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, not hydrogen. Carbon dioxide. When metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids, it will produce carbon dioxide. Okay. And in which case this hydrogen will be produced? Metals react with acids. Okay. Metals react with acids, it will produce hydrogen. When metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids, it will produce carbon dioxide. Do not get confused, okay? Clear? Ashik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then question number 22. Adidev, can you read question number 22?
Yes, ma'am. Mixing of an acid or a base with water results in dash in concentration of ions per unit volume.
Options?
Option A, decrease. Option B, increase. Option C, no change. Option D, reverse change.
Okay. Mixing of an acid or base with water results in dash in the concentration of ions per unit volume. We are asking about the ions of acid or base. Okay. Is it decreases, increases, no change, reverse change? Which one?
Decrease.
Option A, decreases. Mixing of an acid or base means we are adding more amount of water. Okay, that is dilution. So when we are adding more amount of water, the ions, the total ions per unit volume of acids and bases, it will decreases. Clear? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then question number 23. When a metallic oxide is dissolved in water, the solution formed has a high concentration of which ions? When a metallic oxide is dissolved in water, the solution formed has a high concentration of which ions? Without options, you can tell me.
H plus ions.
Metallic oxide. Metallic. I told you about the nature.
OH minus ions.
OH minus ions. Okay. Because metallic oxides are acidic or basic? Metallic oxides are basic nature. Yeah, basic. So they will produce OH minus ions. Okay, OH minus ions. If it is non-metallic oxide, which ions will be formed, or which ions have a higher concentration?
H plus ions.
H plus ions or H3O plus ions. H plus ions are not stable, so they will always combine with water molecule to form H3O plus. Here the water is also mentioned. When a metallic oxide is dissolved in water, so hydronium ions will be formed if it is a non-metallic oxide. Clear? So you have to thorough with this concept. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. They will produce H plus ions or H3O plus ions. Okay. The non-metallic oxides, sorry, OH minus ions. Then non-metallic oxides, they are acidic in nature. They will produce H plus ions or H3O plus ions. This is clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next question. So here the correct option is option C, OH minus ions. Okay. So these are the four options: AH plus, BH3O plus, COH minus, D M plus. So OH minus. What is M plus? Metal ion. Okay, that is M plus. Then question number 24. Arjun, read the question. Arjun, are you there? Children, please switch on your videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Please switch on your video, then you can read. Question number 24.
Which one of the following can be used as an acid visually impaired?
Which one of the following can be used as an acid-base indicator by a visually impaired student? Okay, visually impaired student. Option A, litmus. Option B, turmeric. Option C, vanilla essence. Option D, petunia leaves. Petunia leaves. Which one of the following can be used as an acid-base indicator by a visually impaired student? Adil, can you tell me?
Vanilla essence.
Very good. Vanilla essence. What's the reason? Which type of indicator is this vanilla essence?
Odor changes.
Yeah, what's the name for that? That is a specific name, right? Which? Very good. Olfactory indicator. Olfactory indicator. What's the speciality of this olfactory indicator? They will
Change order.
Yeah, they will show change in odor in different medium. In acidic medium, they shows a particular smell, and in basic medium, they will shows a particular smell. Okay. So only a visually impaired student can only identify acid and base through olfactory indicators. Which are the other olfactory indicators? Vanilla, then onion, then one more. Clove. Okay. Vanilla, onion, clove. These are the examples of olfactory indicators. Then question number 25. Ashik, can you read the question?
Yes, ma'am. The correct statement regarding universe indicator is it is an indicator having pH is equal to 7. Option B, it gives blue color at pH is equal to 3. It becomes colorless at pH is equal to 7. It gives red color at pH is equal to 3.
Okay. Take your textbook, page number 26. Here, one universal indicator figure is given. That means pH of some common substances shown on a pH paper. And then you look at the values and look at the color. And which one is the correct statement about the universal indicator? It is an indicator having pH equal to 7. Then it gives blue color at pH equal to 3. It becomes colorless at pH equal to 7. It gives red color at pH equal to 3. Which one of the following statement is true about this pH paper? Page number 26. Page number 26.
B.
Which one?
B.
B. Look at that pH paper.
D.
And
It
option
gives
D.
red color at pH 3.
Yeah, option D. It gives red color at pH equal to 3. Look at the values. It is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, right? The 3, it's a near to red color. That means a mix of red and orange, right? But it also belongs to red color. It does not give blue color at pH equal to 3 and it is not colorless at pH equal to 7, right? It's green color. So these two statements are wrong. And indicator having pH equal to 7, not pH equal to 7, it will start from the pH 0 to 14, right? So the statement also wrong. So it gives red color at pH equal to 3. Clear?
No, ma'am, answer always give that indicator blue color, no?
No, in this pH paper, it has certain different values. In the case of litmus paper, they are in only two colors, red or blue. Okay. In the case of pH paper, it has a different colors. That's why it's a universal indicator. Okay. Clear, Melvin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then question number 26. John Samuel, can you read?
Yes, ma'am. A blue litmus paper was first dipped in
Dilute.
HCl and then in dilute.
Dilute
Na-
HCl and then in dilute.
NaOH solution. The color of litmus paper will be option A, changed first to red and then to blue. B, changed first to blue and then colorless. C, remain blue to both times. D, changed to red.
Change to red. Okay. So a blue litmus paper first dipped in dilute HCl and then in dilute NaOH solution. The color of the litmus paper will be option A, changed first to red and then to blue. B, changed first to blue and then colorless. C, remains blue in both times. Option D, changed to red. So what happens to blue litmus paper when it is dipped in dilute HCl? Acidic solutions. What color change occurs to blue litmus paper? In acidic medium, it turns to red, right? Then again, this red litmus paper will dip in dilute NaOH solution. It's a base. So what happens to this red litmus paper now?
Turns to blue.
Yeah, it turns to blue. So which one is the correct answer? Option A, B, C, or D?
A.
Then A. Okay. In acidic medium, what happens? Blue litmus paper turns to red. Okay. Now the color of the paper is red. Okay, clear children? First we dip this blue litmus paper in dilute HCl solution. Then it turns to red. Now the color of the paper is red and we dipped this red litmus paper in NaOH solution. It's a basic substance. So this red substance again turns to blue. Okay. So option A is the correct answer. Then you can skip question number 27. That's a wrong. Then 28. Question number 28. Hadeedi, can you read question number 28? Hadeedi.
Which of the following is not a natural indicator? Red cabbage juice, turmeric juice, flower of
Hydrangea plant.
hydrangea plant, none of.
Okay. Which of the following is not a natural indicator? Option A, red cabbage juice. B, turmeric juice. C, flowers of hydrangea plant. D, none of the above. Which one?
None of the above.
Yes. So these all are natural indicators. Okay. natural indicators. Red cabbage juice or red cabbage leaves, then turmeric, flowers of hydrangea plant. These all are natural indicators. So the correct option is none of the above. Then question number 29. Amina, can you read question number 29?
An aqueous solution turns red litmus solution blue. Excess addition of which of the following solution would reverse the change?
Okay.
Baking powder, lime, ammonium hydroxide solution, hydrochloric acid.
Okay. An aqueous solution turns red litmus solution to blue. So what type of solution is that? Aqueous solution turns red litmus to blue. So is it acidic? Acidic, red litmus to blue. Not blue litmus to red. Acidic or basic?
Basic.
It's basic. So this aqueous solution is basic because it turns red litmus solution blue. Then excess addition of which of the following solution would reverse the change? Reverse the change means blue litmus against to red. Option A, baking powder. Option B, lime. Option C, ammonium hydroxide solution. Option D, hydrochloric acid. Which one?
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid, because it is acidic in nature. When we add excess amount of acid, the solution becomes acidic and this blue litmus paper again turns to red. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then question number 30. Methyl orange and phenolphthalein are used for dash purposes. Option A, titration. Option B, cooking. Option C, dissolution. Option D, neutralization. Methyl orange and phenolphthalein are used for dash purposes. Option A, titration. Option B, cooking. Option C, dissolution. Option D, neutralization.
Ma'am, neutralization.
Cooking.
Option D,
That
neutralization.
cooking. These all are chemicals. How can we cook that? Here it is used for titration. Do you know what is titration? Any idea that? Okay. In your +2, you will have chemistry labs, right? So we will do this titration. Titration means we will take some amount of base in a burette. Burette is a long glass vessel with a stopper to close and open this. And we will take some amount of acid in another beaker. Okay, acid in another beaker, then base, or sometimes reverse. Acid or base will be taken in a beaker and a burette. And we will add small amount of this acid or base. They will mix together. And when we add small amount of this indicator to this, either methyl orange or phenolphthalein, it will show a particular color change at the end point. Okay, when it is colorless and when sufficient amount of acid is added to base or base is added to acid, it will show a color change at the particular endpoint. So this process is known as titration. Clear? So these indicators can be used for titration purposes. Clear, children? So methyl orange and phenolphthalein, these two are artificial indicators or man-made indicators or chemicals. Okay, so these are used for titration purposes. Clear? To identify how much amount of acid is required to neutralize base or how much amount of base is required to neutralize acid. That is titration process. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then we can discuss the remaining questions in the next class. Okay, all of you please switch on your videos. And I told you to learn this portion, right? Till this indicators, isn't it? So this Saturday, you will have one exam based on this portion. Clear? Chapter 2, acids, bases and salts. Till this portion, indicator. That means page number 24. Till page number 24.
Yes,
Clear? Yes. The time 6 p.m. Is it okay for you, children? Board 9. Any other exam on Saturday? Nothing, right? Okay. So all of you must join at 6 p.m. on board 9 this Saturday. I will inform it in the class group. Okay, it's compulsory. I think 1 or 2 they skip the previous exam, and you should submit the paper on time itself. Clear?
Saturday or Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday. Okay. So let me take your attendance. Just wait. Okay, then thank you, children. Bye. See you in the next class.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you.